Good morning. My name is Leslie Williams, and I'm in San Diego, California. And I woke up this morning in a pretty good mood, considering the fact that what I am dealing with in my personal life and what I'm advocating for in reference to, well, I guess you can say I'm an activist. Sometimes I don't speak very well because I got a learning disability, but I still make my videos because. I still make my videos because what I'm advocating for and about is affecting multiple different types of people in the United States. And I want to dedicate this particular video. I realize I'm just one person in a sea of people in the United States. And so I don't know, when you get done listening to my video, what you're going to take from it or what you're going to think. I'm just hoping that my statements will reach somebody to where the theme of the statements, and maybe even some emotional, the emotions that are felt as a result of them, anchor in your mind and make you think about what I state. And I decided I'm hiking in California. There's 9,800 homeless people in the county of San Diego alone that are homeless. So I got to tell you, I'm saving from mobile homes, so we all know that the cost of apartments and condos and stuff in San Diego County is extremely expensive. So I got smart and decided to just come to California and to hike out so I can save for a mobile home, and that's what I'm doing. But and the reason why I brought that up was because I decided to take the morning to at least twice a week I clean out my tent, make sure that no dust is in it and anything that might get tracked in by my boots. Even though when I get into my tent, I put my boots in the bag right away. But anyways, I'm getting distracted in reference to the theme of this video. Good morning. My name is Leslie Williams, and I am in San Diego, California. I'm a target of what is known as organized stalking, which is also called gang stalking. And I decided to dedicate this video to police officers who are not corrupt. Okay? I want to say something to you, and I don't know, again, if my statements are going to matter to you or what you're going to think as a result. But I'm going to brief you just a little bit concerning who I am, so you can get an idea that I'm not just an average Joe, Safine. Sorry, I woke up in a good mood, and sometimes I get a little goofy. And that's okay, to be yourself. My father was Chief MP to General Curtis LeMay, okay? I have retired NASA in my family, retired high-ranking Air Force, and my ex-husband was a E5, a submarine radar antenna electrician. And I have been a target and a victim and now an activist of a particular type of crime that reaches high into the halls of government. But I want to tell you something about me. Before I realized that I was a target of this crime, I grew up wanting to be a police officer. Because in my younger years, while being a target of this crime and not even knowing it, and believing the, how can I say, through media platforms, we're brainwashed to believe certain things about our government, about our country, about the military, and about society in general. That if you just grow up, behave, don't break the law, you'll be okay. And just go to school. And I used to live by a motto when in my younger adult years, and this is the motto. Live within your means, get an education to rise above, and make the right choices in between. I lived by that motto for years. Now, there's a lot of things that are on the internet about me that you can research by typing in learning disabled woman, gang stalked in Michigan, gang stalked in Connecticut, and gang stalked in San Diego. And when you read some of the Michigan things, you might turn your head automatically and think to yourself, this is a woman who made some bad choices, and as a result, she's paying the price. And I'm just going to make one statement concerning Michigan. There's a lot of, well, I'm going to make two actually. There's a lot of connecting tissue in reference to blogs that aren't online and videos that aren't online that will help you understand how Michigan actually was formed. And if those blogs were online, you would come to understand that the choices that you think that you might deduce were wrong, even though they were wrong, were actually influenced. Okay? by organized crime that was in that state at that time, that had infiltrated my life through friendly means and respectable environments like churches. Yes. And another organization that is supposed to be highly respectable and dependable, but is not, is totally infiltrated and run by organized crime, and I did not have one clue. I'm a good woman, and no perception and no opinion can change that fact. Now, I grew up wanting to be a police officer because I thought, I was raised to believe that they do the good things, they do the right things. My father was Chief MP to General Curtis LeMay. And just to also let you know, my great-great-great-uncle discovered most of Tennessee, General James Robertson. So there's a lot of military in my family, you know. And as a result of just growing up religiously even, I had been living by a code my entire life, trying to. Even though organized crime members had infiltrated my family and infiltrated my life, my family kept it a secret from me. And the individuals who infiltrated my life through friendly means and respectable environments definitely kept it a secret from me because they had motivations and aspirations for me. And some of this organized crime is directly connected to the military. Okay? So the only thing that I can do is hope and pray that the people that are watching this, and hopefully police officers are, any type of police officer, okay? I want you to know that uncorrupted police officers, I have a unmeasurable respect for you, okay? Because of the way you put your life on the line every day, because of the shitty pay that you get, and because of how you might even be perceived by society in reference to how corrupt police officers give you bad names. I'm going to show you something. When I was cleaning out my tent this morning, because I lay down some papers, you know, so I don't have to feel the ground right below my tent floor, I was noticing this again, concerning funeral for the Riverside police officer who was murdered by Christopher Dorner. Okay? And it shows a long, long line of police officers coming to his funeral. Okay? And his lovely widow. And I want to say something concerning this. I don't believe in what Chris Dorner did at all. At all. Not one bit. But I do believe, though, that the LAPD did something to him. And I'm not saying what he did and how he responded to it was wrong. Not at all. Of course not. Anybody that murders anybody, especially innocent people that had nothing to do with either a perceived slight or a perceived threat to his employment or his future or whatever, any innocent individual, even responsible people that are that are perpetrating crimes, don't deserve to be murdered. They deserve to be prosecuted and thrown in prison. I'm a Christian. I don't believe in murder. I don't believe in homicide or suicide. I don't believe in violence. But what I do believe in is justice, uncorrupted justice. And I looked at this when I was adjusting some of my floor newspapers I was using for my floor in my tent. And I was looking at this and I thought to myself, how honorable. How honorable. And then I thought to myself, you know, victims of gang stalking. I'm going to interrupt my statement that I was just about to make to give you a sidebar notation so you can research it and then cross-reference it to the statements that I'm about to make. You can go to Google and YouTube and type in the Hemet Police Gang Squad, which is in Riverside County. Okay, and how the Hemet Police Gang Squad and Riverside public officials were gang stalked and even set up to possibly be murdered, and the satellite technology that was used to surveil them to set them up to possibly be murdered. Organized gang stalking is responsible for some of the most heinous crimes that the mind can literally conceive in imagination and in deductive and inductive reasoning. I make these videos to inform, to expose the truth. And I'm here today, fellow American citizens and uncorrupted police officers, to tell you that even police officers can be gang stalked. Not just the Hemet Police Gang Squad being gang stalked, or the Riverside public officials who were in 2010. I'm talking about any police officer. So I'm making this statement to you today. If you are an uncorrupted police officer, watch your back. Because there are syndicated, organized crime police officers who are involved in gang stalking. I didn't make this video to bash police officers at all. If you knew me, you would know that that statement is totally 100% completely sincere. I make these videos to even inform you so you can watch your back. This is the amount of unmeasurable love that I have for uncorrupted police officers and for fellow victims and targets of this crime and potential targets of this crime. I literally risk my life on a daily basis and my freedom because of what I'm exposing online and the places that are used, the people that are involved, and the people that are involved in covering it up and protecting it. It's organized crime in the system at every level. And these people will literally even infiltrate your life, either at work, if you're a police officer or not, okay? They will enter your life through other friendly, normal appearing environments like churches, self-help groups. They are involved in every department in the government. Syndicated organized crime in the government at every level. Probation officers, parole officers, DA's office, possibly. I'm going to say possibly in this video. Prosecutor's office, courts, sheriff's departments, and any police department that you can think of. And again, I want fellow American citizens to know and fellow police officers to know this is not a video about your reputation or your honor. If you are uncorrupted, you know that you're uncorrupted. So this has nothing to do with you. The only thing that this has to do with you is to inform you about these types of specific organized crime descriptions in the government so you can watch your back. As a result of a police officer being murdered, thousands of police officers will come to his funeral to pay respect, which is honorable. The point I want to try and make in this video is that when targets of organized gang stalking get no help because it's organized crime in the system, who, in part, organized crime police officers play a role in it. Targeted individuals are sexually exploited, neurally exploited. Go to the bottom of Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance to look at the bottom of their homepage. There's 3 PDF links. Cross-reference those information in those 3 PDF links to the YouTube video, Timothy W. Bioethics Issues. He talks about neurocognitive weapons and brain entrainment. These syndicated organized crime police officers and the connected individuals they're connected to in this system are involved in human trafficking, sexual servitude rings, prostitution rings, drug dealing. Go to Google and type in Ramona Lopez, California target. Thoroughly scrutinize what she has to say. Yes, Google and YouTube extensively organize gang stalking, and you will come to understand the factual realities concerning what happens to us targets. These individuals are involved in racketeering of all forms, taking people out of their homes, co-opting their finances, illegally putting them in syndicated run group homes that are run by the most vicious, skanked out lowlifes that you can think of, so they can be tormented day and night, thrown in the hospital at will by them so their Medicare can be built. Their insurance, including state insurance that is applied for in their name once they have syndicated probate control. We're talking about innocent human beings who have been taken out of their homes so they can be treated like straw people. So their monthly checks can be co-opted, their insurance exploited, and exploited in a syndicated run environment, whether it be a group home or a county run institution. We're talking about where our freedom is totally stripped from us and how we're tortured just for racketeering and money purposes. Every area of our life. All of our property is stolen, our credit is ruined, identity theft is also initiated against us. It's money from every angle. Sexually exploited, neurally entrained for human trafficking. You can go to YouTube and Google and type in remote neural monitoring and human trafficking and thoroughly investigate that factual reality. Right now in my backpack, I have a paid-for, printed-out class action lawsuit affidavit complaint concerning how remote neural monitoring is being used in Ohio for human trafficking. And if you Google extensively remote neural monitoring and human trafficking, you'll see that it's even being used in India for human trafficking motivations. Now, when I look at this video, this paper here, this news article concerning this innocent Riverside police officer who had a loving wife, children, who got up and made pancakes every Saturday morning and spent time with his children, and how all the community came together to support this innocent individual who was killed, and how they came out and paid respect to him in an honorable way. I just want to make a statement here. Organized gang stalking targets commit suicide because of what happens to them, okay? All alone. You cannot imagine You can't imagine what happens to organized gang-stalking targets. And we suffer it all alone. And so this is the reason why I do what I do. Okay? Because at the end of the day, people like us and my fellow targets, we deserve the same tribute. Because we live our lives on a daily basis trying to help innocent people by informing the public about these criminal expeditions. I'm gonna go. Sorry, I didn't mean to start crying. But I just want you to stop and think for a minute. And I apologize if I started crying. Christopher Dorner, look, man, what he did was friggin' wrong at every angle, every level that you can analytically process what he did. It was wrong. There's no excuse at all for what Christopher Dorner did. But I only want to make a sidebar notation, just something for you to think about. What was the LAPD doing to him? And the reason why I bring that up is I want to tell you something. Again, I want to clearly state I do not agree at all with what he did. But when that incident first started, I heard that Christopher Dorner was bullied at work, that his bank account was being infiltrated, yes, and that he was illegally fired. All three of those are gang-stalking tactics. Again, I want to clearly state with every fiber of my being and energy, I do not agree with what Christopher Dorner did at all. I think that if he would have been caught physically and arrested, he should have spent the rest of his life in jail. Okay? But I just wanted to throw this information out to you guys so you can try and understand that as a result of syndicated organized crime police officers who are corrupt, every area of our lives are totally destroyed. We're not allowed to have a wife or a husband or children so we can get up and have pancakes with them on a Saturday morning. Who advocates for us when one of us commits suicide? Thank you.